Say what you want about Vince McMahon, he was definitely an innovator. With every installment of the Colossal Tussle, he was always trying something new to go bigger and better each year. And the fourth time around, it was definitely different.
Ding, ding, ding! Let the bell sing! You and me, one-on-one in that very ring! Pro wrestling is on a life sentence, and we're here to review it with a vengeance in that very ring!
And look guys, okay, I appreciate the feedback, you're right, should have done more homework, okay? I'm sorry, millennial, wasn't around, seen these in passing, I'll get better, okay? I'll get better. Well, since part 3, quite a lot had happened. Hogan had to go and film the cinematic masterpiece No Holds Barred, so he had to drop the belt to Andre. But I guess Andre's health couldn't handle it, so he tried to hand the belt over to Ted DiBiase after certain shenanigans, but this wasn't allowed, so the belt was instead vacated. Enter Colossal Tussle 4. Going into this show, an entire tournament was going to be set with the winner being crowned the new champion. One pay-per-view, one tournament, 16 matches on one card. What could possibly go wrong? So I hope you've got one of these ready. Oh, that's going to mess with the green screen. The first round was set, but Hogan and Andre were advanced immediately to the quarterfinals because... I mean, you don't expect Hogan to be that early on in the card, do you? To be fair, must have killed him being this early on. While 3 was well received, 4 really wasn't. This show is 3.5 hours long. Glad they learned their lesson. I don't have shows that long anymore. And it has 16 matches. The buy rate dropped from the previous year and it's widely regarded as one of the worst events in Colossal Tussle history. And despite looking packed, they actually only had just under 20,000 in attendance on March the 27th, 1988 in Atlantic City, New Jersey. And despite having a cooler intro, this does not in fact take place at Trump Plaza. At the time, Donald Trump was trying to advertise his property, so they outright lie. Oh no, WWF lying? I was surprised too. But it actually took place right across the road at the Atlantic City Convention Hall instead. Strangely, this is also the first Colossal Tussle where Vince McMahon doesn't appear on screen anywhere. Unless I missed him somewhere. I think he was just busy groping referees out the back. This time we get Gladys Knight singing, and yes, very American. A bow. Unfortunately, this baseball guy is back and still gets booed, although it's not hard to see why. He appears throughout the entire show. I think he appears more times than the damn tournament winner. I feel like I see him more times here than my own fiance. And he's never funny. He's painfully unfunny and for some reason thinks that he's hilarious.
She's right around the corner. We've been talking and going over a few things about WrestleMania, what we're going to do later on. You know how it is. I'm sorry about it, big boy. Hey, you know, with all the excitement and everything that's going on here with WrestleMania, I can't forget my little darling. I've been writing her letters, man. They just haven't caught up to her. You know how they move.
Good to see the return of the casual racism, though.
I'm never eating sushi either.
The 80s.
Well, you certainly heard of Bob Uecker.
Nope. At least they'll get to abuse the hell out of this clip for forever.
Don't ask me to come back and speak at your outrigger dinner.
Oh, trust me, nobody's going to ask you to come back after this, buddy. We start off with a battle royal filled with all of the wrestlers who have got nothing else to do tonight. A pointless battle royal to kick off a Colossal Tussle event to win a trophy. Ridiculous concept. To be fair, it is a pretty decent opener. The crowd are really into it and it gets them pumped up. It's fast paced and at least I know who these people are. It's not 127 random ass football players. But the ending is really strange, though I do understand why they've done it. Junkyard Dog is ridiculously over, still sporting the chain that they haven't realised is incredibly racist yet. But he is so over only to be eliminated by the two heels. And then out of the two you expect Brett to probably win, but he doesn't. I'm not mad at it, just surprised. The winner is Bad News Allen. Yeah, Allen. People who still want to deny that Vince McMahon is racist, he brought in a wrestler called Bad News Allen and actually changed his name to Bad News Brown. Bad News Brown. But this is the start of Brett's legendary babyface runs. He destroys the trophy, which clearly doesn't break at first, and sets up the feud with Allen. My question is, what happens to Jim Neidhart now? Like, does he naturally just by default have to also turn face? Or is he out the back somewhere like, calm down, Brett, what are you doing, you little pussy? The commentators also clearly don't give a shit because they just speak over Howard Finkel the whole time he's trying to explain the rules of the damn tournament. Speaking of which, as bad as this show is, it is a great reminder of just how hilarious Jesse Ventura was on commentary.
I don't think the Hammer should try to match up hold for hold with Steamboat. I think he definitely should cheat.
The Slickster pull the top rope down, Jess.
No, did you hear that? He said he didn't do nothing.
What?
I've never seen a guy so ecstatic about being eliminated from a chance to regain his championship of the world.
Something very important, and that's heart, Jess.
Heart?
Heart. I don't
Bret
think...
Hart?
Then we get Robin Leach, who I only really know from an episode of Boy Meets World, to explain more of the rules. Just an FYI, this is the Colossal Tussle with the most matches in history. So much so that they had to put it on 2 VHS tapes. It's not the flex you think it is, Vince. Oh, God, just getting started. First up, we have the recent winner of the first ever Royal Rumble, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, taking on a totally not racist rich white man with a black servant. I like Duggan, but I never really understood how he got so over just by holding a plank of wood and yelling a random noise. DiBiase does some great selling while Dolph Ziggler is somewhere making notes, and surprisingly the match is actually alright. I expected all of them to be super short, but this one does get a decent amount of time, ending with Andre helping Ted to steal the win. It was alright. Expect that a lot during the show. It was alright. And worse. Next up is Dino Bravo taking on Don Morocco in a Hide the Steroids match. But my question is, what the hell is this?
The Rock on the second turnbuckle.
What the hell just happened? The match is awful. The choreography is terrible. They have no chemistry. You can telegraph everything. It just looks like they didn't rehearse or plan anything. Although a pile driver is nice to see. Morocco picks up the cheap win when Bravo gets disqualified for assaulting the referee. Yeah, if you like shady finishes and disqualifications, then we've got a show for you. I've always found it funny. I grew up with brothers and a dad who were watching this generation, so when I watched the Attitude Era and afterwards, they naturally criticized the silly gimmicks like the Hurricane or Goldust. Meanwhile, they have an Elvis Presley impersonator and a fucking barber. Anyway, the next tournament match is Ricky the Dragon Steamboat taking on Greg the Lesbian Bertha. Have you ever noticed that Valentine doesn't even look remotely built like a wrestler? He just looks like some random dude you work with in the office. The bad choreography continues as Valentine is too slow with his reactions. There's botches caused by Valentine because Steamboat could do no wrong. And look, there's Trump! Right next to Greg Valentine's arse where he belongs. It's another match that does get a decent amount of time, but it's nothing particularly special. Even Trump looks bored. Then again, he does hate Asians. The action picks up a bit towards the end, but the match just keeps going! The rules are really inconsistent too. Steamboat clearly mishandles the referee and doesn't get a disqualification. What the hell? Anyway, Valentine manages to get a shady win, which doesn't make sense because, I mean, the winner was going on to face the winner of Randy Savage and Butch Reed. You're running back Hogan and Andre. Why not have a rematch of Savage and Steamboat? Okay, it was because after this show, Steamboat was going to leave the company and go to the NWA, so Vince was punishing him by having him lose. But still! Next up, Randy Savage takes on Butch Reed. Come on, who in their right mind ever doubted the finish to this? Ah, it's Batista versus Scotty 2 Hotty! Although it's good to see Reed learned his punches from Shane McMahon. It has such an abrupt ending. Just a random check off the top, and we're done! Alright, it's almost like Randy Savage is going to wrestle 4 times this night and they're trying to pace him. I also love how at the time, if you were a heel, you all just had the same manager. Jimmy Hart had 17 clients, Bobby Heenan had 25. Hope they got paid well. The confusing thing about the heel managers being there for every heel, who exactly would Heenan root for if 2 of his guys got through to the finals? Anyway, Bam Bam Bigelow takes on the one-man gang in a Whose Bra is Bigger match. Bam Bam is another who I'm baffled never won the world title. His athleticism for his size was incredible. We'll go over it a bit more later, but this show constantly tries to recreate the magic of previous events.
Irresistible force meeting the immovable object.
Yeah, because that line definitely fits Bam Bam Bigelow versus One Man Gang. Bigelow is amazing, but then it's such a lazy and rushed finish. One Man Gang wins from a count out. Next up, we get Hogan and...
Oh yeah, it's been hard to live with, man. Fee, fi, fo, fum, Andre. 1 long year, and your time has come, man. No marks, no scars, no blemishes on the Hulkster, brother.
Jesus Christ, Hulk, calm down. You're gonna pop a blood vessel. He's had one of these, hasn't he?
Thank God Donald Trump's a Hulkamaniac.
Wow, that's aged well. Back in the day when Trump was actually allowed around children. And this is clearly done for the camera, because, I mean, it's 1988. Why would children want to meet Donald Trump? He was into real estate. Ah, Mr. Trump, I love your architecture design for the Taj Mahal. Now I need my nap time. Anyway, then we get ravishing Rick Rude, who had the most hilarious looking tights and no sign of steroids whatsoever, against Jake the Snake Roberts. It's another okay match. Rude was great, and the match does pick up a bit. It's alright. It's alright. Although this camera shot is amazing. No homo. It drags though. It's weird that this big nothing match is the one that gets this much runtime. And the fans clearly agree.
Reaching over, trying to reach the ropes.
It never seems to end, so what starts off as an alright match drags to a complete snore fest. It is so slow and dull, which is a shame because I like both guys, especially Rude. And as you'll see throughout the show, the booking for this is just bizarre. Rude tries to cheat clearly right in front of the referee, but then the time limit expires, so it's a draw. But due to the dodgy cheating at the exact same time, it looks more like the referee calls it a draw because he was cheating, which is really unfair to Roberts. Of all of the matches to go to the time limit, this is the one? Next up, we get Vanna White from the Wheel of Fortune. You know, I miss when a celebrity would just show up, do their thing and leave. Now I should get a whole storyline on the main event.
I don't know about the $1 Million Man. I don't like anybody buying anything for anything. You know, you have to work for it. I don't like people trying to dish out money to win something.
You work on the Wheel of Fortune! Next up, we have Hercules taking on the newly debuted Ultimate Warrior in a non-tournament match.
Ultimate Warrior, look at him. He's a house of fire.
Ah, that's his cardio done for the year. The amazing thing about the Ultimate Warrior is that he was such a colossal cunt that Bret Hart was actually right about him for once. It is wild to see Warrior get slammed around by someone else, and I'm genuinely surprised he lasts as long as he does. It's another nothing match, but it does have a pretty cool finish as Hercules goes for a pin, but both men's shoulders are down until Warrior gets his up at the last minute. Okay, fair play, that was pretty cool. Ah, Sugar Ray Leonard. I mean, he's no KSI, but he's pretty good. Then we get the WWF once again attempting to capture lightning in a bottle 2 years in a row, with the quarterfinals kicking off with Hogan taking on Andre again. Jesus Christ, we're only on the quarterfinals. It's gonna be a long show. There's a whole lot of build-up showing their history, but Hulk's shoulder was clearly up. But this was actually during the introduction of Dave Hebner's twin brother Earl for a screwy finish, which was a brilliant angle at the time, which is why DiBiase wasn't allowed the title. It was great writing. Although why is DiBiase back in a suit now when he has to wrestle again later? He does this quite a few times. Surely the suit's gonna stink of sweat and cheese. And it's so irritating how Hogan is one of the greatest theme songs of all time, although him completely ignoring some black fans trying to high-five him has really aged well. The match lacks the entire energy of their previous one, it's just not the same. Andre hits the obligatory arms getting tied up in the ropes bit he has to have in every match. Yeah, maybe this wasn't such a hot idea running this one back. Naturally, DiBiase gets involved, but of course Hogan doesn't sell it, and it's another shady finish with bizarre booking. Hogan uses a chair on Andre, and then Andre grabs the chair and uses it, resulting in a double disqualification. Shouldn't Hogan be disqualified because he used it first? Then DiBiase sacrifices his black minion while Hogan is like, "Good, I've been waiting for this, brother." He even tries to recreate the slam, but nobody cares, and it's just another case of Hogan not being able to actually lose. And then he celebrates for 6 months as if he won the damn match. No, genuinely, the celebration lasts so long, he just couldn't bear to lose any screen time. He was earning that paycheck. Come on, dude, we got like 209 matches to go. Get out of here, go away. Nearly there, guys, nearly there. As much as we all loved Elizabeth, what's the point in her being there? Savage is cutting this promo and then just, "Yes, I am here too, yes." And she impressively changes outfits for every single match. Seriously, the winner of Hogan and Andre was going to face the winner of DiBiase and Morocco. Just have Andre win and then it would have fit the storyline for him to just let DiBiase pin him. It makes no sense, is my point. Although then we would have had 17 matches. Never mind. It's another nothing match. DiBiase wins and the fans are pissed even though it's one of the few times it's a clean finish on this show. They also have people come out to the ring just to be told they're through to the next round because of a draw in the earlier round. And they do it twice. It's entirely pointless. If it's a draw, we can figure it out, guys, or just do a backstage interview segment or something. We're now into the semi-finals. Oh my god. Ah! Oh, I'm awake. as Randy Savage takes on Greg Valentine, but the matches are so boring now. Yeah, Randy Savage advances, cool, yes, whatever. That's the annoying thing. Randy Savage was an amazing talent, but all of his matches on this show are complete crap because they just need him to pace himself to get to the main event. They're all shit. Next up, we have the Honky Tonk Man defending the Intercontinental Championship against Brutus the Barber Beefcake. Isn't every match with Beefcake technically a hair versus hair match? The IC title looks so cool back then too. I mean, it's no 2003 version, but it's still pretty good. The issue is, due to the tournament, my energy is completely drained. The fatigue is strong with this show. And at this point, we still have an hour left. Less is better, guys. Beefcake is pretty over, aiming to dethrone the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time, baby. Jimmy Hart takes out the referee, who actually ended up getting knocked unconscious for real, by the way, when he hits the mat. And then Beefcake believes that he won and acts like a 6-year-old who's just been given some money for an ice cream. The bell didn't even ring, idiot. But then the strange booking continued. So Honky Tonk Man passes out, so Jimmy Hart takes out the referee, and then Beefcake cuts Jimmy's hair, and then Peggy Sue, who was actually Sensational Sherry in disguise, wakes up Honky Tonk, and then some other referees intervene, and then Brutus Beefcake wins the match by disqualification and still celebrates again like he won the damn title. This show is a bit odd, you know?
WrestleMania is over.
Well, it is now. Next up, we get the Islanders, back in a time when we weren't sick of watching Samoan wrestlers take over the Colossal Tussle. No reason. They're teaming up with Bobby the Brain Heenan, wearing a straitjacket after he was caught watching the WWE in 2026, taking on the British Bulldogs and Coco Beware in a 6-man tag team match. There is a nice gorilla press slam by Bulldog, and to be fair, Coco was also pretty impressive. Yeah, Brock Lesnar's watching this somewhere, twitching uncontrollably. You'd think it'd be cool to see Heenan being forced into the match to get his ass kicked, but it's so boring and the crowd are completely dead. Nobody cares. Of course, Heenan gets the shady pin next. Then we get Jesse the Body Ventura doing some poses for some reason. And the Nazi salute. What the fuck? I'm not joking. He stands up, does all of these poses, and then sits right back down. What the hell is the point in that? It's not even like they need to fill up all of the time. We've still got a whole lot more matches to go. Next up, the one-man gang takes on Randy Savage. I will say it's at least innovative and impressive for its time. Wrestling 4 times in one night at the time was extremely rare, so credit to Savage. But considering this is the semi-finals of the tournament to crown a new World Heavyweight Champion, listen to the excitement of the crowd.
Down.
And it ends on another disqualification finish. How many do you need? This show is a chore to sit through. It is so draining, and we still have 35 minutes left at this point and 2 more matches. I tell you what, when it gets to the 2-nighters, that's going to be painful. Subscribe for my pain. Next up, Tito Santana and Rick Martel defend the tag team titles against Demolition, one of which looks like Jerry Lawler for some reason, but they do have some pretty cool music. The issue is, it's not these guys' fault. The match is fast-paced and exciting, but the crowd are dead because we're all fucking drained and want to go home. It's a shame too, because I love Demolition. It's actually a good match, but I've had enough! Although Savage is probably out the back begging them to take their time so he can have more of a rest. Of course, the shady finishes continue as Demolition use a chain to win the belts. But this show is such a slog.
We will determine the undisputed World Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Champion.
And unlike today, this time they actually mean undisputed. How the hell is it undisputed if you've got 2 championships? So we finally get the finals of the tournament. Oh, we made it. Woo! They bring out Baseball Guy and Vanna White because they clearly ran out of celebrities. But it doesn't matter. We're at the finals! But originally, this looked very different. Hogan was going to beat Andre again and get to the finals and was then going to lose, with DiBiase being crowned the champion. Others involved in the tournament were going to be the Honky Tonk Man, but the issue was he was the Intercontinental Champion. So he was due to lose it to Randy Savage, which Honky Tonk refused to do. Why couldn't he have entered the tournament as IC champion? And instead of screwing him over in Montreal, Vince changed the entire tournament, said fuck you DiBiase, and gave Savage the title instead as a consolation. So we can all thank the Honky Tonk Man for Ted DiBiase having never won the World Championship. I joke, but it genuinely did cause beef between the two. Anyway, despite this brave woman going near Trump, and Baseball Guy fucking up ring announcing,
The undisputed World Wrestling Federation Federation Heavyweight Champion.
Can he do anything right? It even looks like Howard Finkel corrects him at one point. And why does Ted come out in a suit again just to take it off to wrestle? This is the damn final and people still don't care. The crowd even turn their attention to the entranceway and chant for Hogan almost instantly. Although Andre keeps interfering like a disobedient child, which is hilarious. The show has severe fatigue syndrome. It doesn't feel like the main event of the biggest show of the year. It's overkill, and it's a shame because both guys are incredible talents. Eventually, Savage has had enough and tells Elizabeth,
"Oh yeah, you go get the Hulkster, yeah. This must be killing him not being in the main event, yeah, dig it."
It's so sad, honestly. No one gives a shit and they just want Hogan back. And I know this is surprising, but Hulk Hogan just can't bear to not involve himself in the main event and ruin the ending of the Colossal Tussle. Just thank God he doesn't make a habit out of doing that. Originally, he comes out as sort of an enforcer just to keep Andre in line, which works really well. It makes sense for the match and continues his feud with the Giant, so that's all fine. But again with the inconsistent booking, shouldn't this also be a double disqualification? The finish is horribly booked. The action slightly picks up as Savage misses a diving elbow, but again Hogan can't bear to not be in the spotlight. So he interferes and takes out DiBiase with a steel chair, completely ridding any credibility from Randy Savage's title win. It's a shame because during this era, my favourite wrestler probably was Randy Savage. But now, his first title victory and it means nothing. He only won because Hogan interfered. This should have just been a case of Hogan taking out Andre and that's it. Savage winning the belt on his own, but instead, he's literally handed it. This man's ego destroyed the entire moment. The prick just couldn't sit on the sidelines and let Randy have his moment. Yeah, just look at this great friendship between them. I'm sure that'll last forever.
"I'll be back after my movie to steal this away from you, brother."
The Colossal Tussle 4 is a complete mess. It has 16 matches on the card and 11 of those are in the damn tournament. It's jam-packed with mostly boring nothing matches. It's overbooked, shady cheap finishes with hardly any of it making sense, and it's just a complete drag to get through. It's certainly the least good one so far, but I'm sure they'll learn and they'll get better. Eventually. At some point.